Well, this morning, a new development in the death of actress Hayden Panettiere. Now, reports are out this week that they say the Drug Enforcement Administration, or DEA, is now involved in this investigation in Greenville, South Carolina. Panettiere was found unresponsive Sunday and died at the age of 36. Police say there were no initial signs of foul play. Now, she had spoken openly for years about her struggles with alcohol and opioids. And an important clarification here this morning, her cause of death has not yet been determined. Toxicology reports and results are still pending. So we are not this morning linking her death to addiction. Instead, we're using her public history to talk about the warning signs families might miss and when it's time to get help. Joining us this morning is Dr. Frank Spinelli, physician, health coach, author, and medical advisor at Reframe, a neuroscience-based alcohol reduction app. Glad to have you here this morning with us to talk about this out of New York City. Again, we want to reiterate, we don't know what caused Hayden's death this morning, but we do know she did speak very openly about her addiction. So, Dr. Spinelli, what can families learn from that history without necessarily jumping to conclusions about her death?
Well, like you said, it's very important to understand that we don't know her official cause of death, but she's been so vocal about her struggles with alcohol and opioids, and certainly she's mentioned that she's had issues with her liver. So from this tragedy, we could glean some things that might help people who are actually struggling right now and what to look for. Certainly when it comes to families and certainly when it comes to liver disease, it's not so front and center. Liver disease, as we know, is that the liver is very resilient and it could take a lot of damage before you're actually seeing signs. So things for individuals to look for is certainly feeling fatigued. It's certainly having nausea or abdominal tenderness of the right upper quadrant, unexplained weight loss, yellowing of the skin or jaundice, looking for yellow in the eyes or what we call scleral icterus, also swelling in the legs and the development of swelling in the abdomen, which is called ascites. Now again, these are later stage findings. When we just have liver inflammation like hepatitis, it could be rather mild and we may miss liver enzymes being elevated. Certainly these are also indicative of later stage symptoms or what we might call cirrhosis or scarring. In any event, if you are struggling with alcohol use disorder or any kind of substance use disorder and you see any changes in your body, it should certainly raise a red flag for you to contact your healthcare provider.
Yeah, Dr. Spinelli, you talked about some of the physical and health changes, but are there any behavioral changes that people might often just explain away that we should never ignore?
Of course. You know, I think the key difference between individuals who may go overboard at a wedding or at a party or have alcohol use disorder really comes down to frequency, control, and consequences. What I tell a lot of my clients at Reframe is understand the context behind why you're drinking. Is it because you're sad? Is it because you're anxious? Is it because you're lonely or depressed? Are you using the alcohol in the context of masking a behavior that you don't want to address? And that really, in a sense, is the definition of alcohol use disorder. Oftentimes we get caught up with how many drinks are you having? Sometimes somebody could be having one drink a night and they're drinking for the wrong reason and they're unhappy with that. So it really comes down to why are you drinking and what is your relationship with alcohol and do you have control of that relationship? And I think when you ask yourself those questions, you can then say to yourself, this is not the relationship I want to have with alcohol. This is not surrounding a social occasion, or I'm not drinking because I'm with friends and we're having fun. If it's sort of attached to binge drinking, secret drinking, anything where you're isolating, then you may have a problem.
You know, Dr. Spinelli, there has been some new reporting that Panettiere's team had discussed intervening before her death. Again, we want to speak generally here. When can a formal intervention actually help someone?
Well, I think many times we enable people who have addiction issues because we don't want to embarrass them. We don't want to shame them. And while that seems like a good sentiment, you're actually doing more damage. So what I tell a lot of the clients at Reframe is lead with concern. not with an accusation. Approach them in a way that says, I'm worried and I just want to have a conversation with you. Meet people where they are, because if you go in, waving a finger at them, you're only going to build a wall between them. So it's really important to express your concern and see if they're willing and open to receive it.
Dr. Spinelli, thank you so much. Some great advice for all of us this morning. We appreciate it.